The Evergreen Media Network Studio, powered by Scott Tree Services.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I'm Keith McDonald, and if you didn't hear the first half of the show, I'm here with Mike Carano, Steve Charbonneau, and Todd Byron. Welcome back, guys, to the second half of the show.
And what are we on Saturday, right? 107.9 on Saturday.
Yeah, we're on the Patriot Radio every Saturday, 2 o'clock. And you know something? Sunday,
right?
I was driving at 2 o'clock, and our show was on Sunday at 2 o'clock also.
So we love that.
107.9 FM. Yeah. So we're on Saturdays and obviously Sundays too at 2 o'clock on 107.9 FM WAXE, the Patriot Radio. And that explains a lot.
All right, what else you got going on here?
Anyway, the car industry wants to kill AM radio just to cut costs. What do you think of that, guys?
I mean, my car has an AM radio, but I don't never tune to it.
Right.
It was only good for sports, I think, years ago.
Yeah,
talk radio. That was about it.
Back when I was,
who listens to talk radio?
Yeah. How much?
It was.
What?
No, he said, who listens to talk radio?
I do. Yeah. No, I don't. I do and I don't.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to say something about that. New York City, WABC, Cousin Brucey.
Right, 77.
77 AM. I mean, who didn't listen to that?
Yeah, but that was years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, just like 66 was the WFAN.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about AM and FM, AM is so all crackly, weird sounding
static,
compared to...
Yeah. You go under a bridge, you lose it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go under an overpass, you lose it.
It happens with satellite radio, too. You go under
does it really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
So they want to kill the AM radio, but the reason they're saying they're doing it is because it makes, it's interfering. They're dropping the AM radio because of the way that it reacts with these EVs. Because the battery's underneath, and they have to put all this insulation between the radio.
God.
But
I'd rather have the AM radio than the EV.
Go ahead.
So high voltage drivetrains cause electromagnetic interference that reduces audio quality, forcing the addition of countermeasures that add weight. Not only would this reduce the range, but it would also increase cost by $70 a vehicle. By 2030, they say that it could add up to $3.8 billion just to put AM radios in the cars.
Oh, my God.
I haven't listened to AM radio in years because of the static. It's horrible. Anyway, but it's kind of a hollow thing because what they're saying is they've been removing AM radios from regular combustion engines, too, since the 2024 Ford Mustang has no such high voltage drivetrain. Anecdotes from EV owners who also have handheld AM receivers say that interference is negligible, which suggests that the drivetrains are adequately shielded already to begin with. So they also document that only 2.2 pounds of added weight are needed for interference countermeasures for these EVs. So they got to add 2 pounds.
Yeah, and this kills
So the guy gets a large Dunkin' Donuts coffee that's,
right, and it says
the same weight.
by 2030 they could save up to $3.8 billion.
Right.
And did you see that idiot Buttigieg the other day? He was on CNN or something like that.
Yeah,
I guess they asked him a question. How many of these charging stations have you built for the $12 billion? They built 7. Or 8.
No, they finished another one.
They're up to 8, but they're going to have 300,000 by 2030. And the lady said, "There's no way you're going to. There's no way you're going to come close to that."
And why 7? But where's the $7 billion? I know where that is.
Yeah,
it's in kickbacks and it goes out to contractors at no shows.
Yeah.
They do no show contracts, and then they kick it back to the campaigns.
It's just like yesterday. I guess. The mayor of New York, he did a news conference from some parking garage that they put 8 charging stations in. They didn't tell anybody where they were.
Oh, yeah?
So these charging stations are in this parking garage, and nobody uses them because they
Wow.
don't even know that they're there.
Right, yeah.
And Fox News went out, and they saw 4 of them were down.
Oh, gee.
There was another one that the copper tubing was gone.
Right, oh,
'Cause
yeah,
they're
the
stealing
copper.
all the
Sure,
copper
yeah,
out of
yeah. Unbelievable.
They had one charger. They had one car there, and the guy must have lived in the building. He said, "Oh, great, I could charge in the building."
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous. Nobody even knows where these EVs are. These charging stations are.
when you're coming down Sebastian Boulevard, 512, that BP station on the right's got like 5 of them or 6 of them right
over by-
there. Yeah.
yeah. By,
I mean,
by Dairy
that's the
Queen.
only one I've seen. That's the only in all of Indian River County, and up for that matter, where I live in Palm Bay. I haven't seen any charging
I've
stations.
seen a couple in
They've got
Palm
them
Bay.
at
Have you?
Wawa out there by 95.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wawa's
do they
got
have
a
one
couple?
there?
Barber's got them at Barber Street.
What do they cost?
Oh, really? Barber Street Publix has them too?
I have
you
no
know?
idea.
Anyone know what they cost to charge?
Well,
They charge by the minute or the hour
I think
or
it's
what?
by the minute. It's like 29 cents a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I saw on the charging thing, but I might be wrong.
That was like the old 1-900 numbers, 29 cents a minute.
Yeah, but you know you got to be there. You got to be there for an hour just to get a full charge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Get that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
drive your gas combusted vehicles, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And this next news story, I can't. I'm against completely.
Yeah. Okay. So the new California bill
Yeah.
would require vehicles to be equipped with speeding alerts.
Why don't they just put governors on all the cars?
Well, they're
No,
talking
they're
about
doing
it.
that.
You read
It's
it.
in the article. Yeah.
You read that and they're talking about it.
Yeah. The governors will stop the cars at 120 miles an hour.
Oh, at 120.
Yeah. So if they get up to 120, they,
Well, that's-
whatever they are.
The problem
You
is
talk
you
about
let
like a
them do
Maserati or a
that, you let them do that, then they can do it to. They'll bring it down to 80 miles an hour.
Right.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
once you
Oh,
let
yeah.
them do something, that's
Right.
it. That's the problem. Is too much government control, man.
Right.
We're putting too much. The
remember
government
when
has way too much
seatbelts were
control.
optional, but
Yes.
Right.
and then it was like, well, you don't have to wear it, but if you get pulled over and you're not wearing, that's a $25 fine. Then it went to click it or ticket,
Right.
and now it's like, you know, if you don't have your seatbelt on, and they'll pull you over just for not seeing that seatbelt on you. You
That's
know, it's
just
ridiculous.
That's revenue for them.
Yeah, it's little tiny increments of control that
You
they're
don't wear a
doing.
seatbelt riding a motorcycle.
God, I love being on Patriot
Or a
Radio.
bus.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
It's just great. They're going to slow us
Too
down.
much
This
government,
is just
man.
crazy.
So this guy in California, Senator Scott Wiener,
Oh, there you go.
Well, I told you a whole story.
Democrat from San Francisco. There you go, Scott Wiener. We require
His
half
brother's
of all
Anthony.
new vehicles to be sold with intelligent speed assistance systems by 2029, and all new vehicles would feature the passive speed limiting technology by 2032. The thing about it is they already passed it in the California Senate. Now it's got to go to their their House of Representatives. I guess they do it the
Right.
same way as they do it in
Well,
D.C.
And now you know why everybody's moving out of that place,
Right.
man.
Because I think they're going to all EVs by 2030. And that's going to sell
Unbelievable.
any
California?
Yeah.
So California, like the nation on a whole, is seeing a horrifying spike in traffic deaths, with thousands of drivers, cyclists, and pedestrians dying each year on our roads, said Senator Wiener. So anyway, this bill is ridiculous. That's the beginning, though. California, of course. And now who's going to follow suit? Oregon,
Well,
Washington State.
Isn't there 8
You know?
states that follow California? Is
Yeah,
there 8 or
and New
10
York will
states?
start doing it.
Right.
Massachusetts, Rhode
Yeah.
Island will do it.
It's
And
it's
New
ridiculous.
Hampshire won't, because live free or die.
Right. They have no
But-
seatbelt law there.
Right.
Where?
There's no seatbelt law in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
No,
There's also a no helmet law.
Correct.
Now, Massachusetts, Vermont, I believe, and I think Maine too now have helmet laws for motorcyclists, but New Hampshire, you don't need a helmet.
Yeah,
No.
Florida, you don't
If you
need
cross that line and you pull your helmet off.
And there's no car insurance mandatory in New
Yeah,
Hampshire
that's
either.
right.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, no mandatory car insurance.
That's not good, though. That's not good, I
Well,
think.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem is it ain't the speed that kills you, it's not paying attention.
Yeah.
Right.
The damn phones.
Ignorance.
But one
behind
thing
the wheel.
about
Knuckleheads
one thing about
behind
New
the wheel.
Hampshire is it's tax free,
right.
right? No,
Yep. No sales tax,
no
no
sales
income tax,
no income
nothing.
tax, but the property
Their
tax is
property
through the
taxes
roof.
will
Right.
kill you.
Then property tax and probably insurance for homeowners and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though New Hampshire really doesn't have any natural disasters except for occasional blizzards. You live there. You got the hell out of there pretty
I
quick.
went there for 6 weeks.
Yeah, he was
I was going to buy a house.
That
and I was
doesn't
like,
even count when he was there.
I know. You were just visiting.
Hey,
We're moving to New Hampshire. I'm like,
Florida cracker got
those
cold.
Florida,
well,
those
it really
two
wasn't so
Floridians
much
will
about
be
the
back.
cold, dude. Honestly, I found a house that I really liked, but the guy wouldn't go my offer, and I wasn't going to give him any more. But I'm so glad it didn't happen because
Right.
the taxes on this property was
Sure.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
hey.
So
it
how
was
long
meant
were
to
you in
be.
New Hampshire?
6 weeks.
When you moved up there, I said they're going to be right back here. You guys, I figured a half a year or a year. You guys are back in
The
6
cold
weeks.
really wasn't the problem.
Yeah, that's not what you said back then.
Florida cracker was cold, but
Florida crackers.
Yeah.
Nothing against it, because I'll tell you what, my first 3 years here, I died every summer.
Yeah, I die every summer here too, and I've
Yeah,
been here all my life.
Well, you know.
It's funny. I was telling Julia, I'm like, man, it just seems getting hotter every year here.
Well, we're getting older. That's
You
the
get
problem.
older, that's right.
exactly.
You don't get
Can't
you don't
handle the heat.
perspire.
Thank God we had a breeze.
Yeah.
Can't handle
Oh,
the
yeah.
heat.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's do a couple of history things, and then we'll come back with some tech talk because we only got like 2 minutes here.
Go
So, this week, May 27, 1927, an astonishing production run that began in 1908 and produced a record 15 million cars. The last Tin Lizzie rolls off the factory at Ford, so it can be converted over for production for the Model A. So the Model T, they made 15 million Model Ts at
That's
Ford.
crazy.
Imagine that.
Back then.
Back then in 1927, there was the 15 millionth rolled off, and then the new Model A's came out, and they really had to fight with Henry Ford to make the Model T. He wanted the Model A. He wanted to just stick with the Model A, Model
A.
T forever.
Model T.
And but the Model A, they won over. So what do we got for time? One more, and then we'll do the rest when we get back. Excuse me. May 28, 1937, Volkswagen was founded. And Volkswagen means people's wagon, a people's car. And it was approved by, who else?
Oh. I don't know.
Adolf Hitler.
Oh, there you go.
There was Hitler's car. He wanted to make sure everyone in Germany could afford a car. So the Volkswagen came out, the people's car, the people's wagon. And so that's it. We'll go on a quick break. And Heil Hitler. Oh, I shouldn't have
No,
said that.
you shouldn't never said
No,
that.
I was just kidding. That's just a joke. Don't take it seriously. Just making fun of Hitler here. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joe Scazzari, owner and operator of Scazzari Roof Services Contracting and Consulting. Scazzari manufactures its own standing seam metal roofs in a heavy-duty 24-gauge up and down the Treasure Coast, using only U.S. steel. Only need a repair? Repairs are guaranteed for 3 years. We can do that because we go in your attic, find the leak, see where it is, go out onto your roof, open that area, and repair the leak once, and that's the end of it. Don't be sorry, call Scazzari.
Sturgis Lumber is the most trusted hardware store in Indian River County, and it's so much more than just lumber. Sturgis stocks stainless steel products such as screws, bolts, and threaded rods, power tools, hand tools, and saw blades, construction supplies like caulking and cement mix, all kinds of painting supplies, even propane refills and tanks, and plumbing and electrical parts. Stop by Sturgis Lumber at 4645 US 1 in Vero Beach. True value quality with a hometown smile. Sturgis Lumber and Hardware.
Hey you! Host your very own show every week at Evergreen Media Network in Vero Beach. Go live to YouTube and Facebook with up to 4 people and your very own producer. Be heard on more than 15 podcast platforms and local radio. All you have to do is show up and talk. Your guests can join from anywhere in the world. It's easy to get started with the largest podcast studio on the Treasure Coast. Contact Evergreen Media to tour the studio.
Have you ever wanted your carpets or area rugs cleaned, but you just didn't want to deal with the noise, the wet carpet, and that long dry time? And what happens to all that wet stuff underneath the carpet? Ew! Well, Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning solves all that with their guaranteed 1-hour dry time. Their low moisture process dries fast, smells great, and it's safe for your kids and pets too. And guess what? They also clean sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners. Heaven's Best serves all of Indian River County and Barefoot Bay. They're bonded and insured, and your results are guaranteed. Don't put it off any longer. Grab your phone and call Keith at Heaven's Best, 772-643-6999. You'll be thrilled with the results. 772-643-6999.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. Hey, we were doing history. I'm just going to do one more. We're going to jump in to do
Tech Talk,
because some people wrote in this week and we need to answer their questions. So I'll just do one more. May 30th, 1896, Henry Wells of Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Duryea, was driving his Duryea motor wagon when he collided with the bicycle of Evelyn Thomas. So it was one of the first accidents in the United States. 1896, imagine that.
I guess getting hit by a horse doesn't count then, right?
Right. No, it's an automobile accident. Yeah.
Horse and carriage don't count.
Yeah,
all right. So jump over a page to Tech Talk.
Tech Talk. Here we go. My favorite.
I did a bunch of history for next week, so I wrote stop here.
All right, go ahead.
That makes it easier for me next week when I go to do the show. Tech Talk. Andy from Malabar says, Todd or Steve, I'm cleaning up under the hood of my 74 Roadrunner GTX, and I want to replace the decals, emissions, coolant, etc. Do you know of any resource where I can make sure I get the correct decals and placements of those decals? Where do you guys get them? Do you guys do
Google.
that?
Google. Yeah, Google anything.
Google.
You can.
We'll just answer everything Google today.
You
What the hell?
can probably go to Amazon and get that stuff.
Just don't go. If you're listening to us going down I-95, please don't Google this. We'll give it. Performance Car Graphics. They make a lot of factory stickers. Call and talk to somebody there. They're very helpful and knowledgeable. They'll probably even send you diagrams of where those stickers are actually placed in the engine compartment. So
there's actually a few places that do that.
Do they?
Yeah.
But Phoenix Specialty Graphics, they don't really do those little stickers, do they? Don't they just do the car graphics, the exterior
I think
stuff?
They do some of them.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Some, yeah. But a lot of times too, all you got to do is find a place that sells restoration parts for them. Yeah. And they usually have a lot.
Yeah,
of them.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I was doing that to my 72 GTO, I bought all those stickers for the engine compartment and got rid of the old ones and put the new ones on, and it looked really much better.
Is there a company that does Plymouth parts?
Sure, of course, there's got to be.
Roadrunner parts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
OGP, is it like...
Just watch.
Original Parts Group.
They have Roadrunner.
I'm trying to think of the big one.
Just watch Graveyard Cars, and you'll know where they get all that stuff. Graveyard
Classic
Cars.
Industries got some, and I'm trying to think of that big Mopar one that's on there.
Mopar Connection or something like
There's
that.
There's a guy in New York that is just got everything. And I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but he's buddies with Mark Warman on Graveyard Cars on Motor Trend. So, you can get them.
Okay.
But I looked this up, and this is Tri Performance Car Graphics. See, I don't even know where they are, but just Google that, right?
Yeah.
Google
on
that.
The computer.
Yeah.
I would even try Amazon. I'm telling you, everything you get everything.
They do.
On Amazon.
I know.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead. What else you got?
Okay. So PJ from the internet says, "Hey guys, I had to write on the internet because I don't want Mike Carano to know where I live."
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm considering removing my '69 Coronet dash to paint it. Is it physically possible to remove it without removing the windshield, particularly if I remove the front seats to make it easier?
Is that dash removable?
I don't. That's what
must be.
You're the expert,
right?
I don't.
What do you think? It snaps in and it's there forever?
Is it a vinyl dash or is it the metal dash?
I don't know.
I'm trying to place a car. There's
a Coronet. I think it's a metal dash.
69 though, it wouldn't have padding on it by then. 69 would have padding.
You're not sleeping on the darn thing.
No, I think it has the dash pad on top, and the rest is metal.
No, the padding is for an accident. If you bash your head, you're not hitting bare metal.
You should be wearing
anymore.
a seatbelt, mister.
Not in 1969, the Coronet, really.
The Dusters were metal dashboards in 72, 71.
Yeah, some of them were metal. So
I guess so.
I'm not a big Dodge guy, so I'm
Well,
So it said no, the bolts are under the gasket assembly, the screws that fasten the metal dash to the collar, impossible to get to without removing the glass.
Yeah, there's a couple.
there you go.
There's the answer right there.
There's a couple of cars.
I researched it.
You have to really remove everything.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, I see. There is
including your
research
shorts, right? Right, Todd? You got to take your shorts off, everything.
Yeah.
Right, to get those out.
Yeah.
Even some of the newer cars are built that way.
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, the new
That's the way they hide them, though. That's the way they hide the bolts. Right?
Yeah, the new Camaros, if the airbag goes off, or you got a problem in the dash, like the HVAC system or the evaporator core, heater core, you got to take the window out to get the dash out to get it to them.
That's ridiculous.
It's horrible.
All right.
But it makes you guys money because look at all the labor involved in that.
This guy asked for Todd exclusively. Mark up in Palm Bay says, Todd, here you go, Todd. I'm going to replace a windshield in my 66 GTO this coming winter. He's got a ways to go. The car still has the original windshield, but I should have replaced it years ago. Driving with the sun going down, you can see all the pits and scratches. Where do I find a quality windshield? I want good quality replacement, not some junk. My old GM spec glass has taken quite a licking over the years, so we understand that. But it still isn't broken. I want to make sure I get the right ones. So where would you guys get that kind of glass for a 66 Pontiac?
Your local glass guy.
They would they'd have that glass for a Pontiac? That old?
They can order it.
They can order it, yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, any local glass guy can get it.
So those guys on TV, the safety, whatever.
Safe Light. I know American Auto Glass could get you pretty much any glass on 512 and Sebastian.
There's Jeans, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So in Palm Bay, he would go down to Sebastian, to that guy?
Yeah,
Palm Bay would probably
Jeans Auto Glass, you got Heavy Glass.
And was it Original Parts Group? They have GTO stuff, so you could probably get it right from the catalog.
But you could buy it, but you still need a glass guy to change it. You know?
Sure, yeah.
And there's the glass company that had all that glass for the Mustang too. They sell. There's a company that makes all the glass kits for it.
Yeah. The one I bought for the fastback. I bought all the glass for that car.
Oh, did you? Okay.
From a guy out of the Turkey Rod Run.
Yeah, so you could get it anywhere.
There you go, Mark. Or like Todd said, Google.
Yeah.
Just get a good person to put it in your car without scratching.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, you got to be careful, especially with a 66 GTO. Yeah. Is there anything you got? Is there any way that an older windshield, if you didn't want to rip it out, replace, you can't polish them up, right? No. Okay, just checking. All right, Daryl in Fort Pierce says, I have a 71 Buick Skylark. I removed the old water pump, several bolts sheared off, 5 actually. They all sheared off right at the head, so the stubs were sticking out.
Well,
once I got the pump out, I squirted PB Blaster on it for 24 hours. But when I tried to remove those broken bolts, they all sheared off flush with the timing cover. I stopped after shearing off 2 of the 5, wondering how to remove the remaining bolts without further issues, how best to deal with the 2 that are broken flush. I'm hoping I don't have to go deeper into the motor at this point with all the timing cover. Don't you heat them up? You heat them? No.
How are you going to get to them? You got to drill them and tap them. Try to easy out them. It's probably not going to happen, so you might as well just drill them out and retap it.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah. Well, even the easy out might not even work.
In the timing cover, if you can get a different timing cover, you can get the timing cover off. I just did it on the old 60s Buick.
Okay.
All the bolts wouldn't come out, so I cracked the timing cover and got to the bolts and got them all out.
There you go.
Just had to replace the timing cover.
All right.
All right, we got one more real quick.
One more.
Hurry.
Mike in Vero Beach says, Todd, I have a 2004 GTO. The Florida sun is causing the clear coat to flake up. That happens to a lot of vehicles around here. When the sun hits directly on the horizontal surface, is there a way to touch these up? How can I stop this from reoccurring quickly?
Well, thank you for calling in. I'm glad I could help you. Have a great day.
You got about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
not even.
There's no way, really.
There ain't nothing you can do to it, man.
You got to repaint the car.
Just repaint?
Yeah, get it painted.
We got to strip it down, strip it off, even the clear coat. Even the base
strip
coat.
It right down to bare metal.
Really?
Yep.
Once you got an easy
that's not going to be fun.
There's nothing easy. It's big money.
Once there's an
Sorry, I heard you
go over it.
All right.
Sorry, man.
Hey, thanks for listening. We are Classic Car Radio. We're on every Saturday at 2 o'clock right here on WAXE 107.9, and we are out of here.
See you. And don't forget the cruise in Vero Beach Friday night.
Right.
Main Street.
Main Street.
Yeah. Boom, boom.